All right. Peace and abundance always. So, first off, this is how I want to start today's message. What I need you to do is I need you to start a YouTube channel. Why? Because your message, your wisdom, your insight is so important, not only to the world, but just as maybe even more important to yourself. My name is Peter Abundant, aka Dr. Abundant, PhD and ordained minister of metaphysical sciences, which is the study of spirituality. I am also the author of The Enlightened Shadow and Spiritual, Not Religious, both available on Amazon and Audible. What I want you to do is I want you to specifically start a spiritual YouTube channel. Why? Well, you're listening to me because obviously you're into spirituality, you're into metaphysics, you're into mindset, self-help, right? You're into manifestation. And what I want you to understand is that the reason why it is so imperative that you start a YouTube channel is because you have something to contribute to the collective. Don't by any means think that you have to have a fancy title. Don't think you have to have a PhD in metaphysical sciences. Don't think that you have to be an author. Really understand that your journey, all of the consumption, all of the information that you have absorbed up until this point, that you have put into practical application, that you have come to an understanding of, you have come to conclusions, you have come to an experience that's unique to you, from your own perspective, from your own level of consciousness, is very important. It's something that you should not discredit. It is something that you should, in fact, share. Why? Because there are people, such as yourself, when you began this journey, that needs to hear what it is you have come to understand up until this point. I don't want you to get caught up in the technical aspects of starting a YouTube channel. I don't want you to get caught up in the superficial, egotistical aspects of being in front of the camera, being concerned about what you look like. Because, you can start a YouTube channel and never show your face. You can start a YouTube channel and just simply speak and have an image on the screen. You can even wear a mask while you are sharing your insight. The thing that is most important about sharing your insight on YouTube is that you are authentic, that you are sharing your truth, and that is a thing. Your truth is valid. Don't let people who tell you, there is only one truth. There is no your truth and my truth and their truth. There is, yes, a shared collective truth, but the most important aspect of that truth is your perspective of it. And as you are on this spiritual journey, it's important for you to understand that your contribution, your take on what you are experiencing in this shared collective reality is very important. It's very important because there are people like you who have the same perspective as you, come from the same place, same culture, same race, same gender, same sexual orientation. They can connect with you because you are living in this physical world from a similar perspective. And though when we think about spirituality, yes, we think about it in terms of not really identifying with those things. But the fact remains that we do come with a sense of tribalism when it pertains to our race, our gender, where we come from, the city where we come from. I can connect with a white guy, right, from New York, sometimes better than I can connect with a black guy from, Canada, from Ohio, right? So there's different levels and different ways to connect with people. And so you have to understand that you having your experience is valid and is valuable, especially when you're sharing to somebody who connects with you in that particular way. Now, when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to sharing, whether it be YouTube, whether it be Amazon by writing books, whether it be through podcasts, whether it be through even blogs, you have to understand this one very important thing. It is not so much about who you share your information with, though that is important. You sharing your knowledge, you sharing your insight is more about you than it is about who you're sharing it with. Take a minute to think about this. Because you're on a spiritual journey, you're on a journey of waking up to who you truly are. You're on a journey of an awakening, an enlightenment, a self-realization. You're on a journey of really understanding how you fit in when it comes to the entire cosmos and the universe. Recognizing your interaction, your exchange, coming into the understanding of your oneness with all things and all people. Your sharing is about you really going deeper into the journey. Because when you decide, say, to write a book, to share your perspective on YouTube, to write a blog, it deepens the intensity of your intention. It deepens your connection with the insight, with the information, with the wisdom. Because not only are you just sitting and, being contemplative, being reflective, being at a space of mindfulness or meditation, you are intentionally sharing this information with a person, wanting to make sure that that information is clear, that is concise, that it makes sense, that it has a flow, right? That it is something that a person can actually receive and apply to their life in a way that is wholesome, that is collected, that is generalized to a degree, but specific, that they can use it to their life. And so it is well thought out when you take this information and you decide to deliver it to another person. Because of that, you find yourself connecting with this material, with this wisdom, with this insight on a whole different level, right? It's not just simply you just hanging out with friends, talking crap, and just throwing ideas to each other. You are now taking ownership of it, thinking it through in a deep way, and that is deepening your own spiritual journey. It is taking you further along in your spiritual awakening, quicker in your spiritual awakening. And so when we think about the idea of starting a YouTube channel, sharing your wisdom, your knowledge, sometimes it starts off with the intention of it being very superficial, right? You want to make money on YouTube. You want to get monetized. You want to be highly successful and maybe even, super famous. Those things linger in the back of your mind, and that's okay. Now, when you're on the spiritual journey, you recognize how the ego shows up. And so you have an advantage because you know that you can manage your ego more appropriately, right? Because now you know that the ego is going to show up and it's going to, whisper things in your mind and kind of try to distract you and tell you you're not good enough or you don't have enough wisdom and you're not a guru, you're not an author, you don't have these particular credentials, right? But because you are somebody who is spiritual and you are led by consciousness, you recognize that it's not about those things. It's not even about the money. It's not about the accolades, the success. It's not about the followers. It's about you tapping into and being able to access more of the spiritual wisdom within you. It's about you learning how to channel more of this wisdom, not only for other people, but also for you. You see, when I make a lot of my videos, they start with a baseline idea or concept. Sometimes my videos, they have an outline where I know that there are particular things that I want to mention. But many times, most times, just like today, I have no outline. They are just a simple stream of consciousness. there's a simple idea that I want to get across. And I simply allow for the wisdom to just come out of me. I allow myself to be a vessel to channel that information out to people who want to hear it, but more importantly, for myself. So though I may have firsthand experience with a lot of the things that I'm sharing, there is more to it that I receive, more to it that I channel that I can then apply after I share my wisdom, after I share my insights, after I share the information. You see, a lot of times the information isn't coming from me. It's actually coming through me. It's actually something that is being channeled from my higher consciousness, grand consciousness. You can even call it God. It is something that is speaking through me that allows me to share this information, not only for you, but also for me. So many times, me making my videos, sharing my podcasts, writing my books is really something for me. It's really therapy for me. It's really spiritual counseling for me. It has really given me the insight to advance on my spiritual journey, because I have to go deep within the trenches of whatever's going on within me when it comes to various topics. So some topics you're going to feel confident in, but some topics you're going to feel somewhat maybe insecure, maybe somewhat inadequate, maybe sometimes even unworthy of speaking on it because you have no quote unquote measurable level of success when it comes to that. But guess what? You still have perspective. You still have a take on it that can add value and help somebody else along their journey as it relates to that particular topic. So you have to understand that your wisdom holds so much value. Your experience can help so many other people, even if you haven't reached the peak of your journey, even if you haven't been quote unquote successful yet, right? Being on the journey, sharing your insight as you learn on this journey will allow you to gain more from the journey. So start a YouTube channel, share your knowledge. You're consuming so much information on this content anyway, right? So you have a particular take that you can share with somebody else. And the truth of the matter is, it seems like the world is bombarded with negativity. I'm not one to really feed into, the world, doom and gloom. There's so much negativity in the world. But what I will say is we can always add more positivity. There can always be more positivity. There can always be more support. There can always be more love in the world that we are constantly sharing with one another. And when you talk about starting a spiritual channel, most spiritual channels lean into that love. Yeah, there are a lot of spiritual channels that get into the dark side, that get into the conspiracy theories, that get into talking about, spiritual warfare and things of that nature. And for many people, that is entertaining. And for many people, that is okay. That is their entry point into spirituality. Eventually they will ascend beyond that. And if that's your journey, that's okay as well. If you're captivated by spiritual conspiracies, things of that nature, that's fine. Still, start your YouTube channel. If you want to really focus on love and positivity like me, start your YouTube channel, especially you. Start your YouTube channel, because we all need that. We all desire that. It will fuel and bring a higher frequency to this world. And we all want that. We all want a better world. We all want to look at our phones, listen to our radios, and hear a beauty. We all want to feel supported. We all want to feel love. We all want to share love. So I really want you to start this YouTube channel. I really want you to understand that you have something to say. And if you're not feeling like you have something valuable to say because you feel like you haven't achieved something, then just say that. Talk about that. Talk about why you feel like you're not quite reaching a certain level of life, of understanding, you know? Make YouTube your journal. Make it your diary. Make it your vlog. Talk about life. Be introspective, but expressive. Share that with other people. And you'll be surprised how many people are just like you. How many people will simply feel at home because they have somebody on the screen, on the radio, in the book that they can relate to. And if anything, if nothing else, you're creating a community. You're creating a community of like-minded people who are on this journey, who are trying to figure things out. Because truth be told, we don't all have it figured out. Most of us don't, and a lot of people are just faking it. They have all the things, they have all the shiny stuff, but they may not be truly fulfilled. Now, you can be truly fulfilled and still be figuring it out. That is the practice of being in the present moment. That is the practice of mastering your oneness with the universe. But even on that journey, even once you have achieved enlightenment, there is still more to go. Once Buddha achieved enlightenment, guess what? He still was meditating, He still was spending time in the journey because there is so much more to learn, to understand, to receive, to be. So own the journey, but share your journey, because that allows you to take even a deeper sense of ownership of what it is that you're looking to achieve by looking at other people's videos. I know for me personally, when I look at other people's videos, there is a sense of, okay, I love spirituality, all aspects of spirituality, all topics of spirituality. But when I look at different videos and channels, there are some people that I simply don't resonate with. And some channels I just can't get myself to watch. And I try, and they can be very popular channels, millions of subscribers, tens and hundreds of thousands of views on their channel, on their videos. But it's something about them that doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't speak to me, And so there are other channels, very small channels, 40, 50 views on a video that I love watching. They speak to me. I connect with them on a deeper level. They may look to me as almost like the big brother because I have almost 10,000 subscribers. I make videos almost every single day. I have a series of books out, and I continue to write books. I continue to make videos. But I look to them as allies, as almost siblings, because they're on a journey of sharing their message, bringing and uplifting the world, bringing positivity and light to people's lives. And I can tell that they are on a conscious journey themselves, that they are, somebody that has humility, that doesn't feel like they identify with them being a guru, right? Them being a quote unquote master. They just simply want to support, share. They just simply want to understand themselves, come into a connection, a deep connection with themselves and the universe. And so I invite you to actually think about it, to actually just simply ask yourself, what can I do to start my channel? All you need is a phone, right? And I know you have one. You're probably watching, listening to this right now on your phone. That means you have everything you need. If you don't want to show your face, that's okay too. There are plenty of channels where people don't show their face. Some of my favorite channels, there is no faces. There is just simply a slideshow. There's simply, B-roll videos with some caption running through the screen. Most times I'm listening to the YouTube video while I'm driving. I'm not even watching. I'm just listening. I'm just vibing with their voice, with what they're sharing, how they're sharing it. the message that I want to feel today, right? That moment. And so you have to understand that, again, you making YouTube videos is not about just the external validation and the approval of other people. Think about it this way. It is you connecting deeper with you. It is you actually creating a momentum, a speed by which you can increase that speed of you becoming your future self, your true self. And so I truly invite you, even if you have written a book, write another book. Even if you had maybe started a YouTube channel and you made a couple of videos, but you felt like, commit. Don't do it for just the views, for the subscribers. Do it for you. Do it for your spiritual fulfillment, your happiness. Give yourself something, some way to express yourself, to express your true, raw, focused emotions and thoughts. Let them out. Create even a catalog, a legacy where you exist. You will exist in this form, right? This format, video, audio, throughout the end of time, where any one person, once that video is made, once that podcast is made, once that book is written and published, at any point in time throughout human, existence, you can make a difference in that person's life who happens to watch that video, who happens to listen to that audio, who happens to pick up that book. That is your contribution. And that person can then make a vast, bigger contribution, just by simply reading your book, listening to you, watching you. But again, though that is exciting, the true gift of creating a YouTube channel, creating a book, creating a podcast is in you being able to connect deeper with yourself. Start that YouTube channel. Write that book. If you need help writing your spiritual book, whether you have done one before and you want to do it again, I can help you. I've written over 20 books. Many of them are published on Amazon. 2 of them are on Audible, and I continue to write books. And my method of writing books is not sitting down in front of the computer for hours and hours typing. I'm not built for that. So I had to figure out a quicker, more effective way to write my books. And I want to share that with you. And so I am doing a workshop in the next couple of days where I help you to actually write your book really fast, as little as 7 days. You can do it in even shorter time than that. But I want you to understand that it doesn't have to be something that is forced. It doesn't have to be something that is, feels like it has a lot of pressure on you, but something that can actually be fun, feel natural, and you can actually create a very high quality product that you can really take you to a place of deepening your connection with yourself. Because that's really what the book will do more than anything. Yeah, you can make money from the book. Yeah, you can create a brand from the book. Yeah, you can do a lot of things with the book. But the most pivotal, most important thing that you will do with creating a book is actually deepen and create a evolution. You will jump, numerous stairs along your ascendance toward enlightenment and happiness and fulfillment by focusing on a particular topic or area in your life that you're passionate about. When you do that, that will just take you to a whole new stratosphere of existence and living. And that's what I want for you. So go to the description, look at the link, click that link, and I want you to register for my workshop coming up very soon. There's only a few limited seats. So I really want you to take advantage of it now. As far as following me, please go to drabundant.com, subscribe to my daily newsletter, and get access to this free ebook and so much more. Please Continue to join me on this journey. Peace and abundance always. Oh, one more thing. If you like this video and you want to know more and you're interested in actually starting a YouTube channel, let me know in the comments so I can make more videos like this to help you. Now, I had no intentions of making a video about making YouTube videos, but I recognize that there are a lot of people like you who are into spirituality that have something to share. And I want you to share it because we need more people like us sharing our insight and our wisdom. And so if you resonate with this video, then please let me know so I can make more videos like this to support you on this journey. All right. Thank you again. Peace and abundance always.